Thank you for being here. I'm Ana Oliveira. I'm an epidemiologist with the Alabama Department of Public Health, and I wanted to introduce you to Mashonda Longmire, who is going to be talking about the upcoming changes to the Alabama Notifiable Disease Rule, more specifically to what it relates to to the laboratories. So, Mashanda, take it away.
Thank you, Anna. Good morning, everyone. My name is Mashonda Longmire. I'm an epidemiologist in the Office of Informatics and Data Analytics within the Alabama Department of Public Health. Today, we'll be discussing the updates made to the Alabama Notifiable Diseases Rule for laboratory directors, managers, laboratorians, and laboratory information management system vendors. So thank you all again for attending and taking the time to join this informational session. A few housekeeping rules to go over. We ask that everyone please stay muted and that if you have a question, please use the Q&A box feature. Just click the three dots farthest to the right on your screen at the bottom. And lastly, we are recording this webinar and we will send this to you in an email the email that you provided when registering within the days to come. A few things we want to cover in this webinar is what facilities, including laboratories, are required to report, and that will be going over Appendix 2 and 3 in detail, changes made to the updated rule, and how laboratories are to report, general information on submitting specimens, and a question and answer section at the end. I want to first give a general overview of the Alabama Notifiable Diseases Rule and the changes that will become effective soon. So as you know, the Alabama Notifiable Diseases Rule is the law and it regulates what should be reported to the Department of Public Health. The rule has information in sections that make up the body of the document and also in the appendices. The table of contents on the screen highlights important sections for everyone to review in the updated rule. Bolded are changes or updates for you to review once the rule becomes effective. First, there are new additions to the definition section. Reporting has a new section detailing reporting birth defects, testing of pregnant women for sexually transmitted diseases, and there's also an appendix to review for that as well. And lastly, the appendices 2 and 3, which we will go over in detail in this webinar. So make sure to mark your calendars because these new rules will become effective on April 14th, 2024. Starting off with Appendix 1, this is what you all used to review when looking at the notifiable diseases or conditions. As you can see by the title, Appendix 1 is only for healthcare providers and other reporters and excludes laboratories. We won't go over the changes on this list because it is not specifically for laboratories, but please note that there are changes on this list as well. Appendix 2 identifies specific viruses and species that are reportable, and this is for laboratory use only. These are the immediate, extremely urgent specimens that must be reported to the county or state health department within 4 hours or 24 hours if sent electronically. We are asking that you send positive results only unless otherwise specified. It is important to note that Brucella has changed its reportable time from within 24 hours to 4 hours, and Burkholderia malaria and Pseudomalaria are newly added to the rule. The viral hemorrhagic fevers have now been defined individually instead of a group and include Crimea and Congo, Lassa, Lujo, Marburg, and the New World arenaviruses. These are the standard reporting specimens that should be sent electronically to the county or state health department within 24 hours. CMV has been newly added to the list, and arboviruses are listed individually throughout the appendix, including California serogroup, chikungunya, dengue, and triple E virus, and all results are required. For arboviral, for example, all results include positive, negative, undetermined, equivocal, and all other results. Continuing with standard reporting, for hepatitis A, we are asking you to report IgM positives and genotyping results. For hepatitis B, C, and D, all results, including the surface antigens, antibody, genotyping, viral load, RNA, DNA, and associated liver enzymes like ALTs are required. For HIV, all test results for immunoassay, virologic tests, and associated CD4 counts for children less than 18 months old are required. For those older than 18 months, positive results on any HIV virologic test and all viral load detectable and undetectable tests and associated CD4 counts are required. Still continuing with standard reporting, new to the list is influenza virus molecular, and we're asking for positive tests only. Regarding TB, TST, and IGRA blood tests are listed individually, and you should report only positive results. And for lead, all blood results are to be reported. Standard reporting specimens continued. Naegleria fowleri is newly added to the list. Powson and St. Louis encephalitis are examples of arboviruses that are listed out and require all results to be submitted. And lastly, for standard reporting, West Nile, Western equine encephalitis, yellow fever, and Zika again are arboviruses and require all results to be reported. In addition to the list we just went over, you should also report specimens of etiological agents of a disease or condition not listed that is of urgent public health significance and agents suspected to be the cause of a cluster or outbreak. Now that we have reviewed all of the microbial agents that you should report, let's emphasize the information you should report. Reports at minimum should include name, date of birth, sex, ethnicity, race, address, and phone number or numbers of the person with resulted test, date of laboratory result, name, phone number, and the facility affiliated with laboratory testing. Continuing with the minimum elements to report, those include test method and reference ranges, and now include specimen source and specimen collection date. Now we will move on to what not to report. If the specimen or disease or condition is not listed in Appendix 2 or 3, please do not send the results, and that includes things such as drug and pregnancy tests, for example. Starting April 14th, these conditions are no longer reportable: Giardia, hantavirus, psittacosis, toxic shock syndrome, and leptospirosis. Appendix 3 is a list of clinical materials that can be submitted to the State Health Department by performing laboratories. And the next slide, I will show the list of clinical materials to submit, but for information on how to submit specimens to the state lab, refer to the BCL Online Analyte list for specimen submission guidance. This is a complete list of all the materials that should be submitted to the state lab. Some of these are reportable and some are not, so be sure to take a look at this list in detail. Again, if you have any questions about specimen submission, please contact the BCL. Next, we will be reviewing the requirements of how laboratories are to report. Laboratories should report the test results by electronic means within the designated time required by the disease category, not exceeding 24 hours. I would like to make a note that faxes are not considered electronic, and manually entered labs are to transition to HL7 messaging. Here's a list of contacts. If you have any questions about the presentation or anything else, feel free to reach out to me. My email address is first on the list. If you have any questions related to sending lab reports or technical information, please reach out to the Promoting Interoperability ELR team for assistance. Also listed are the numbers for various divisions in the health department, including the BCL, IDNO, HIV and AIDS, immunization, STDs, TB, environmental, and lead and birth defects are under the Bureau of Family Health Services.